However, many university students often do hear the same question. My topic is the same as is what are you going to after graduation? At first, this sounds like a normal question, however, for many students, it created pressure and stress. Young people is required to choose a degree, plan a career, gain experience, and prepare for the audio road. But many students are still trying to discover who they are and they really want to in life. This is why I chose this topic, to understand this issue better. I invite three people, a current university student, a final year student, and a university lecturer. The first I interviewed Hindler, a second summer student in international tourism management. He told me that he started feeling pressed and his future when he was still in high school. People often ask me about his future plans and career goals. One thing that stood out during the interview was the biggest fear. He said, "My greatest fear is choosing the wrong path and regret my decisions later in life." I think many students can relate to this feeling because choosing a career is a very important thing. Hindle also shared an experience from his part-time job. He was given many responsibilities even so he did not feel prepared. This made him feel that he had to grow up quickly and become more responsible. Next, I interviewed Chris, a physical student who is currently in his final semester. Since his just graduation, his corners are different. When I asked her if she feels already for the next stage of the life, he answered hastily. He said, "I feel like I'm only half ready for the next stage of my life." Although she has part-time work experience, he is still worried about enter full-time employment. Although he was a part-time practical experience, he's worried about entering full-time employment. Other internet point is that career goals has changed over time. When he first entered university, he wanted to become a clinical physical analyst. However, after studying physically, she became interested in other fields as well. This shows many students continue discovering their self during university. Internationally, Chris does not think about not think that students are deciding their future too early. She believes that having a plan can help students know what they are working towards. Finally, I interviewed a university lecturer. The lecturer believes that many students place too much pressure on themselves. She said, "Life is all about exploration." She explained that it's normal not to know exactly what you want to at the age of the 18 of the 20. She also believes that today's students face more pressure because of social media. Students always compare themselves with others online and feel they are feeling behind. The lecturer encourages students to try new experiences such as internships, part-time jobs, and volunteer work. She also reminds students that it's okay to change their decisions later in life, and interviews these 3% and that's currently the normal part of growing up. Schindler worries about making the wrong choice. Chris worried about adopting working life. The lecturer believes students should see the uncertainty as an opportunity to learn and grow. In conclusion, many college students are expected to decide their future before they feel fully ready. However, not having all answers does not mean future. As the lecturer said, life is all about exploration. Students should give themselves time to learn, explore, and discover their own path. Thank you for listening.